So, you've decided to become a homeowner in Final Fantasy XIV. In your quest to find a house, perhaps you landed upon this lodestone page that explains the 3 easy steps to purchase land. Great, you may think to yourself, and head over to your favorite city-state, only to find out that all the plots are already taken. Don't despair just yet. I'm here to help explain the most important parts of this complex system, and then you'll have plenty of time to despair as you finally understand why they call it Housing Savage. First, the basics. Make sure you have a job at level 50 and that you're a second lieutenant in your grand company. If you're buying for a free company, it will need to be rank 6 with at least 4 members. I also recommend having at least 4 million gil on your character so that you will be able to afford any small house. You also need to do the little quests that unlock the housing neighborhoods so that you can actually access them. One thing to note is that you can't convert a personal house to a free company house or vice versa. As far as we know, there won't be any new plots added to the game until 6.1 releases, and we're expecting an overhaul of the housing purchase system at that time as well. But that probably is not happening until February or March of next year. Until then, the main way for a plot to become available is for a player to become inactive and not enter their house for 45 days. This is called the auto demolish timer, and these houses become available at the top of the hour, for example at 3 p.m., 4 p.m., and so on. It's also possible that someone will transfer servers and leave an empty plot behind them, and that could happen at any random point in time. But just because a plot is empty doesn't mean that you can go ahead and purchase it. There's a random hidden timer before a plot becomes available to purchase, and that timer can be anywhere between 0 to 24 hours. The awesome people over at Sadhu's Housing Alerts have collected and calculated a lot of player data, and it seems very unlikely for a plot to sell before 6 hours. If you don't have a lot of time to sit in front of a plot, and also to preserve your sanity, you ideally want to camp a plot that's been up at least 10 hours. That's when the likelihood of a plot opening up starts to dramatically increase. Some people refer to that 10 to 14 hour bump as the prime time, and you're likely to waste a lot of time and cause yourself stress if you try to click a plot before that period. And yes, once a plot hits that prime time, you basically have to sit there and click until the plot actually becomes available, because it can become available at any second. I recommend using a controller or the numpad keys to help make this process a bit less painful. When I was camping, my plot became available at 6:18 a.m. I didn't know about prime time, so I wasted a lot of time camping plots that had just opened, eventually getting tired and giving up on the plot. I thought the devaluation timer would help me estimate my chances, but turns out that this is not actually related to that hidden timer at all. It's something that ticks about every 6 hours, reducing the prices of all open plots, regardless of whether they've been open for 1 hour or 20 hours. So just a heads up to not let that timer mislead you. Once you clear Housing Savage, you unlock a powerful ability called Relocation. This lets you move into any plot immediately, bypassing the hidden timer. Pretty much any medium and large plot, as well as the popular small plots, will be sold by Relocation. For example, Lavender Beds and Shirogane plots are extremely popular on my world, so they're a lot more likely to get relocated. Another popular spot is the beach area in the Mist. If you do see any of these plots pop up, it's best to set yourself the expectation that someone could relocate to them. It's not a guarantee, but it is very common for players to start by getting a house in the Goblet and then relocate to a neighborhood that they prefer more. A quick note on medium and large plots. If you want one of these, you basically need to sweep your preferred neighborhood at the top of the hour, as many hours as you can. I recently was able to upgrade to a medium about 2 months ago, but it took a lot of weeks of logging in hourly and diligently checking through the plot list. And when a plot does pop up, you need to be ready to go immediately. I grabbed my plot pretty much within 30 seconds of it becoming available, and as soon as I did, I saw that there were at least 6 or 7 players running in behind me. I almost wish I had been able to record it because it was probably the most intense feeling I had while playing this game. Knowing that if I was just 10 seconds late, that plot would have been gone. And now I can basically never unsub because there's no way I'm risking the possibility of losing this house. Now that you know how the system works, I'll leave you with some final tips. Number 1. Set yourself to busy. This helps avoid people who might try to interact with you while you're camping. Number 2. Avoid camping a plot that's been open less than 10 hours. You can ask fellow campers how long a plot has been open, or join a housing Discord server for your data center that shares this information. I'll try to put some links down in the description. Number 3. Focus target the placard, especially if it's crowded. Set a keybind for target current focus target so that you don't have to manually target the placard. Number 4. Keybinds are your friend. Confirm and move cursor keybinds can make it a lot easier to click through the menus without having to use your mouse. Number 5. If you're camping for a personal house, make sure you don't have permissions to relocate or purchase a free company house. This can cause a lot of unwanted heartache if you accidentally misclick during camping. Number 6. And of course, make sure you have enough gear on you. If there are multiple free company members camping plots, each of you need the gear on your character. If none of that works, there's always apartments. Well, unless your server is Balmung. That's high level everything you need to know about the housing, camping, and purchase process. As far as we know, this is how it's going to be until the release of patch 6.1. I'll drop some useful links in the description, and do let me know in the comments if anything was unclear. I will do my best to answer. Thanks!